Hey everybody, we just shot a great video over on Facebook Live on how to use the fan favorite Power Punch to punch holes. And this guy comes with how many sizes? What size holes?
I think it comes with 8 punches,
eight,
from 1.5 millimeter to like a 7.2 millimeter. You can make holes in any size.
Yeah, so the kit comes with 7 of those, and then the 1.5 is separate and new and awesome. So we show how to use this tool and how to hold it in
The table vise. Hold your power punch in it forever.
so you don't smash your fingers.
That's the truth.
You're a better singer than me. Anyway, we got a lot of information. Great tool. Come and check it out. Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We are talking about the Power Punch tool today, and it's a really popular tool. We have a Facebook group, which you should join if you have not. Just search for Beaducation.com, metal stamping community, and beyond.
And beyond.
Or maybe it's Beaducation.com community. I don't know. You'll find it. And then you answer 3 questions, we let you in. I mention that because there's a lot of really awesome sharing and learning going on in there. And we talk about tools in there a lot. And a couple times recently, people have been like, oh, my screw down hole punch can't do what I need. And every comment's like, power punch, power punch, power punch. Why don't you have the power punch? Like, it's crazy. I didn't know people love this tool that much. Let me turn this down. It's going beep, beep, beep. There we go.
Well, could I mention something else that makes the power punch even cooler now than it used to be?
Yeah.
Is I think that a lot of folks want maybe a 1.5 millimeter hole, and maybe like a 3 millimeter hole, or 2.3 is a little too big, although I love the big ones as well.
Yeah.
But Lisa kept asking our vendor, will you please make a smaller punch and die? And they finally did, and so we now sell the 1.5 hole punch.
Yeah, it is awesome.
So you can punch holes from 1.5 all the way up to 7 millimeters. So
yeah, it punches through. I mean, I could probably punch through my car. If I could fit my car in that little
maybe the
gap.
car could, but the fact that it does punch up to 16 gauge metal, I love me the screw down hole punch.
Thicker if it's soft like pewter.
But the screw down hole punch I think maxes out really at like 20 gauge. Maybe you can go a little bit thicker. But why even test it when you're going to have to buy a replacement pin when you don't have to buy any replacement pins for this guy?
And Mel keeps going like this because it's sitting down there.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, it's right there.
Anyway, beyond showing you how to use this tool and showing you how to replace the bits, we're going to show how to hold it in a vise, because sometimes if you're going through something really hard, it's two-handled tool, and you're like, oh, my knuckles. Or someone in the group mentioned that they were doing it like this, and they pinched their boob. I won't mention names, but you know who you are. I know who you are. And it's like you could. It's not horrible, but sometimes it makes it kind of difficult. By holding it in a vise, it's super safe, and you can get a lot more leverage on it, and it's awesome. So we're going to show you that. So check that out. That's the Power Punch. That's our new punch that goes with it. So it's not included in the set. This little guy on the right, the 1.5, it is separate, but you can search for REP002 and you will see that. So here is how we have it set up to hold in a vise. Before we go into how all that works, let me show you the tool and all of this stuff. So let me open this up. It's a really nice table vise, and it's pretty inexpensive. If you have another table vise, go ahead and use that. There's nothing special about this one, except it's a pretty good price. It's got a swivel head, so you can move this around. It's got some hard plastic covers so that you don't mar something. But it's a great vise. I use it all the time. So let me put that guy aside for now. And then here's the Power Punch. And it comes, let me zoom in a little bit. It comes in this box, like you saw in the picture. So in the box is all the sizes of the punch and the dies. So here's the punch. They're labeled in there. Here's the dies that they go through, and you have to have them matched exactly. Otherwise, it either won't go through, obviously, or if you're trying to get a die to go through, or a punch to go through a die that's too big, it kind of just dents the metal. It's not happy. It's got to be super precise. And then in here, I just have rolling around the one that, that little extra die.
The 1.5.
Yeah, because it doesn't fit in this kit. There's a little tool here for tightening. I think I lost it. No big deal, because I just use my hands. But the way that this guy works is just like a punch, like almost like a gigantic plier. You can see it going through there, right? And in order to swap it out, you take out this screw so that you can adjust this, pull out the punch, pull out that punch, and then you put them back in. Let's just show you guys, because it can be a little tricky, but let me get a little...
Yeah, I think once you've done it a couple times, it's not daunting.
Yeah, I'll tell you the one thing, it's easier to do when it's in the vise. So let's just put the vise back on for now. So this is just going onto my table and screwing it really tight. Now, this you want to put in here so that it hangs off a little bit. Let me go back a little. There we go.
Trish said it looks kind of scary. I do think it looks intimidating at first.
I know. Well, okay, here's what happened. Laura and I were like, God, I love punching big holes. And Laura's in customer service. You guys probably know her. But sometimes it's really difficult, and I wish I could get more leverage. Like, this is 18 gauge copper, and we were able to get that big old hole like butter. No issue. So we're playing with, we got to be able to hold it in a vise. I don't want to have to sell someone something crazy extra. Just get a vise, any vise. Our vise is on sale. Go for it. Get one from Home Depot. I don't care. And the bummer is this is a little bit tapered right here, so you can't just like grab the whole thing. But we've played with it, and here's what's going to happen. We're going to hold it right there and tighten up really tight. So now what that's done is braced it side to side, but it still does this, right? So if you go, it just tips. So we played with like tying this part down. We had some Velcro tape. We spent like an hour, and really what we ended up with was quite simple. And then we're like, oh, why didn't we think of that sooner? So what you're concerned with is making sure that this stays steady. So I just happen to have this block of wood, and coincidentally, it's the top of one of our design stamps. You don't need this exact block. Actually, I'm going to shift this a little bit. You just need something that is exactly this high.
Which we measured it, and it's just about 6 inches.
Yeah, and that's not going to adjust per anyone's table or settings, because on this particular vise, this is the height. The height is not adjustable right here. You can move the head around by loosening down here and tilting it different directions. Like if you'd rather have the punch like this, so you're going like that, you just loosen this and shift it around. Does that make sense? Any questions coming up while we're going over this?
No, just a lot of people saying that they think this would help if they don't have a lot of hand strength.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good point. So, I mean, we were sitting over at our creative space, and I was like piling up bench blocks, and then I had a sandbag here, and then I was like, what else? So just find something that's very, very sturdy, has enough width here to give you like a good hold, and has enough here. Like this is almost making me nervous. It's like hanging off a little bit. So just move it like that. Sure
I was thinking you could even use like stack up maybe 4 heavy duty books, some art books or some big books.
Yeah. So for me, I use this so much, I would just leave it set up. But the beautiful thing is it's really easy to take down. I mean, you just saw me take it down. You saw me put it back up. Also, you can change the die and the punch without removing it from here.
I love that.
It's really easy. And we'll go over that in a second. But for now, like, let's just see how easy it is to punch. So I don't know which punch I have in there. It looks like about maybe the 1/8. And you can see what's going to happen here is this is where you got to like, right? And you might have to push down really hard, and nothing's going to move because you have this under there. But again, make sure this is really, really stable. If this was thinner, I'd be worried that it would like tip, and then I'd be pushing and the whole thing would fall over. So as much like bulk as you can get under here to protect yourself. And honestly, if you're just doing a small hole like this, it doesn't take that much effort.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, easy peasy. And then you pull it out, and it undoes. Oh, you can click that off if you don't mind. So what you want to do is, another trick is try not to like, let me move the camera up just a teeny bit so you can see where my hands are.
Also, guys, if you didn't want to stress about what to find that was the 6 inches, we do sell that wooden block too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, that's easy, yeah. So try not to like go like this, because you will like pinch yourself down here. You're just pressing on the top. See that? And this is really thick. This is 18 gauge aluminum. This is 24 gauge copper, and it's way easier.
What is the max height of the table vise? Let me see here. It's kind of shortened here, so I couldn't see. At the bottom of the vise. Oh, because you probably have a very thick table. Like how
it goes
wide?
It goes about 3 inches. But what I've done before, if you have that situation, is I clamp on a thinner piece of wood with another clamp, and then clamp it to that wood.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of mess around with it a little bit. So anyway, that's how easy that is.
I love it.
And I mean, I'm pressing down. This is a pretty big hole. If I had swapped it out for the little guy, I wouldn't need 2 hands. I would just literally go, meh, it's like butter. So let me show you how to swap it out. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see the mechanics of that.
And you're doing 18 gauge metal too. I mean, a lot of people will get this and even will do 20 or 22.
That was 24 gauge.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think it's 20.
Yeah, it looks like 20.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I'm going to come around here and, well, I'm going to take it out of the vise so you can see it. Or
Cheryl had asked, will it punch through leather? And you know, we did a test. I think it will punch through leather. I don't think it leaves as clean of a hole as what you're seeing on the metal. We did it, and you kind of have to pull out the dangling chad. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But the little portion of it, yeah.
Okay, you saw how easily I just flipped it around. If maybe you were left-handed and you want to do that over there. You just want to make sure that whatever you do, you're leaving space here to put the wooden block. All right, so let me go way out there.
Oh, and you guys, they were asking, is it rough on the other side of the metal? It's not rough on the other side of the metal.
Here.
It's quite smooth.
I'll come up. It'll take a second for it to focus. That's the top that I punched, and here's the back. It's a really, really clean hole.
Yeah, I think that's another beauty of
scratchy.
The punch, is that you don't have to do as much work on the other side, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a wonderful tool. And now that it comes with a smaller punch, it's awesome. Okay,
you also got the question of would it punch through coins? Well, coins I think are about 16
Yeah, a lot of people say they use it on like pennies. No issue.
Cool.
All right, so to swap out the punch and the die, you're going to unscrew this and put it somewhere where it won't fall. And then this now is free to move about the cabin.
That's what I was thinking.
I know, you can help it, right? What I want to do is now I will shift this so you can see the front. I gotta loosen this guy. What I'm doing is loosening down here so I can shift the little ball, which just shows you how wonderful this tool is, or the vise. It's a nice little holder. Okay, so can you see here that now that I've opened that spot, this little thing is available to move out. So I'm going to grab it and pull it out. Okay, so there's the punch. Mm-hmm. I like to do that one before I do this one. Otherwise, when you unscrew that, that will just fall to the floor. And now I'm unscrewing down here, which is the matching die.
Oh, that makes sense. That would fall right through the hole. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I have the two parts out. Put them over there, and then let's do the new die. And this is a Eurotool punch that we carry. So this punch fits specifically to this power punch. I hear that not all power punches are the same, but
we enjoy this one.
We enjoy this one. Okay, so see how it's just level right there? You want to go a little bit higher than that. And if your metal is thinner, you need to go even higher. Otherwise, it doesn't like punch all the way through. So now that dude's in, and then this is just a little trickiness here. Oh, okay, that wasn't hard. It just went right over. It's not always that easy.
Can you open, let us see that one more time, just because your hand was right there. Oh, okay, so it just goes right in there.
Yeah, so see how it's holding it? You got to get it right there. It goes right over the spot. Everybody's happy. And then this goes back in here. You got to kind of get it to fit right. There we go. Oh, you can't see that at all. Let me move over. And then we're just tightening that up. Now we're back in business. Everything's in their spot.
Oh yeah, that wasn't difficult at all.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So now I'll put this back under here. And if I wanted to punch, I'm back in business. And this is just the little guy.
Oh yeah, the little guy looks like it's really easy to do.
So after you punch, just by pulling the punch up, it pops it out. Because it pulls it right out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Our table that we do demos on here is a little bit wobbly, so you see it kind of shake there, but that is not normal. So, any questions? Do you want me to zoom in on the little...
Someone asked, is it easy to line up your metal? Like to line up where you want to put your... I mean, I guess you could just do it, put a little dot, and you can even see where you're going to be punching it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can do that. Or the cool thing about this tool, I took it out because I never use it, but it has this little piece in here that's... Actually, I took it out because it's harder to hold in the vise with it, and I never use it. But if you always, it's like it builds a stop. It's like adjustable. It can go here. It can scoot back. You'll see. Well, maybe we pull up that picture. You can see it in there. But that way, like let's say you had a piece of metal and you wanted the hole to always be at the same spot. If you were just push it in and it stopped it and you punched and then took another one, it would always be in the same spot. So that's another little bell and whistle on this guy. Okay, Mel, I think that's it for today.
Thanks, you guys, for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.